بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين والصلاة والسلام على رسول الأمين أما بعد فقال الله تعالى في كتاب المجيد بعد نعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم أن المساجد لله فلا تدعوا مع الله أحدا صدق الله العظيم رب اشرح لي صدري ويسر لي أمري واحلل عقدة من لساني يفقهوا قولي اللهم لا سهل إلا ما جعلته سهلا وأنت تجعل الحزن إذا شئت سهلا. Dear respected brothers and elders, mothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Allah Azza wa Jalla has given us different times throughout the year wherein special blessings are sent upon us. It's as if Allah Azza wa Jalla gives us an opportunity to increase in our a'mal, to increase in our relationship, and to increase in our taqarrub ila Allah Azza wa Jalla. So you have these momentous occasions, grand occasions, and important months that come upon us. For example, the month of Ramadan is such a special month that it completely changed the atmosphere and the environment and even society. Muslim society and Muslims, they abandon food and drink for the entirety of the day. The masajid are filled. People are praying taraweeh. People are praying tahajjud, nawafil, giving sadaqah, more generous. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was ajwad, the most generous in the month of Ramadan. So it changes a person, people, and society. But more than that, it is a special month for ourselves because it gives us a closeness to Allah Azza wa Jalla, unlike any other month before that. We're allowed to have more in that month. And we do more. Tears are shed, tawbah is done, istighfar is said, and intentions are made. And we end off in that month on a very strong note. Or at least we hope to do so. And many intend to do so. And then at the cream of the crop, and the best of the best, is the last 10 nights, wherein one of those nights is Laylatul Qadr, khayrun min alfi shahr, better than 1,000 months. The beautiful night of Laylatul Qadr, that if we attain that, we have attained the reward of 1,000 months. So the culmination of all those last 10 nights and dua and intentions and tahajjud and dhikr and sadaqah is a person has a lot of himmah, a lot of motivation, a lot of raghbah, a lot of desire to become a better believer, to become a better believing man and a better believing woman, to become a better ummati of Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, to bring the sunnah in one's life, to act in accordance to the Quran. As Aisha radiallahu anha describes, Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam, kana khuluquhu al-Quran. His character itself was the Quran, the walking, talking Quran that we all desire to embody. The Quran, we want to manifest the Quran and the sunnah in our life. We want to live a life of piety and righteousness. We want to live a life that is befitting of a believer, as befitting of an ummati of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, such that we will stand in front of him in Hawd al-Kawthar and he will greet us and welcome us. That is all of our goal. That is all of our intentions. We all want to be like the ones that the angels will say, نَحْنُ أَوْلِيَاؤُكُمْ فِي الْحَيَاةِ الدُّنْيَا وَفِي الْآخِرَةِ. We were your friends in the dunya and in the akhirah. وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَشْتَهِي أَنفُسُكُمْ وَلَكُمْ فِيهَا مَا تَدَّعُونَ. When the believers enter into Jannah, they will be told on that day, you will have whatever you desire and whatever you call upon. This is what we all desire. We want to be the ones where the angels say, طِبْتُمْ طِبْتُمْ, you did well. فَادْخُلُوهَا خَالِدِينَ. Enter into the gates of Jannah. Enter into the gates of Jannah. Happy, pleased, forever. This is what we all intend. And we at some level desire to become from a Jannati and to be saved from Jahannam and to be saved from the trials of the hereafter. So we will end in the month of Ramadan with high hopes in ourselves, hoping that we will keep a lot of that which we had in the month of Ramadan. But reality is what Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam told us, istaqimu walan tuhsu. Maintain istiqamah. Be as steadfast as possible. Stand firm as much as you can, but understand you will never be able to completely obtain it. You will never be perfect. Insan will never be perfect. Human beings will always make mistakes. كُلُّ بَنِي آدَمَ خَطَّاء وَخَيْرُ الْخَطَّائِينَ التَّوَّابُونَ. As Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells us, every son of Adam, every human being is a sinner. But the best of sinners are the ones that repent and turn back to Allah Azza wa Jalla. So the reality is, after Ramadan, slowly but surely, most of us, the mundane life comes back. The intentions we made start to falter. The desires that we had for the hereafter start to falter. The intentions we made are not fulfilled. The promises, the oaths we made to ourselves that this year will be different start to falter. And that's the reality of the human condition. That's the reality of the human condition. And most of us are in that state. But Allah Azza wa Jalla, our merciful Lord, our merciful Rabb, our merciful Allah Azza wa Jalla gives us more and more opportunities. But we have to value those opportunities. We have to seek out those opportunities and make them ours. And one of those beautiful opportunities is the month of the Hijjah. The month of Hajj itself. Some of us might be accepted to go for Hajj. May Allah Azza wa Jalla take us for Hajj. For those of us who haven't, may Allah Azza wa Jalla take us for Hajj soon, inshallah. Some of them might be going. And for them, they're going to experience Ramadan and more. They're going to experience something unique and different. But for the rest of us who are left behind, and for the rest of us who haven't been given around to that opportunity this year, the Hijjah is still an important month. The Hijjah is one of the sacred months. The Hijjah is an important month that we have to value, especially those first 9 days of the Hijjah. Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam tells us it's one of the best days of the year. Those 9 days of the Hijjah, and the culmination of that is the Yawm Arafah, the day of Arafah, the day that the Hujjaj will be standing on the plains of Arafah making dua, the day that Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam's hands were risen for 6 hours making dua for this ummah. That is a blessed day for the people of the Hujjaj in Mecca and Medina, and for us over here as well. So those 9 days that we have and the days of the Hijjah cannot be underestimated. Cannot just be like any other day. The importance we give to Ramadan, we should give some of that importance to the Dhul Hijjah. So if we made intentions, we all did. If we had all these passionate ideas that how we're going to, just like I came to the masjid for Taraweeh, for extended period of time, I'm going to come for Isha every single day. I'm going to come for Fajr every single day. Just like I read Quran, an entire khatam in 30 days, I'm going to do that for the rest of my life. We all made intentions like this. Just like I was able to give so much sadaqah in the month of Ramadan, I will continue to give sadaqah afterwards. But Allah Azza wa Jalla realizes our human condition. The human condition is that we will forget, nisyan. The human condition is that we will slip and we will make mistakes. But Allah Azza wa Jalla gives us another opportunity, the days of the Hijjah. So these are the blessed days. These are the days that the Hujjaj are in Hajj. So we cannot be left behind. Because they went to the Haramain al-Sharifain, and they're in Mecca, and they're in Mina, they're in Muzdalifah, and they're in Arafah. The rest of us cannot just be doing nothing. The rest of us also have to embody the spirit of Hajj. We have to bring within the spirit of Hajj within our lives and within our homes. And that's why those first 9 days, it's recommended we fast. Day of Arafah is very much emphasized. Right? And when it gets closer, the Khatib will definitely talk about that. But the days before are also important. But that's not the point. That's going to come, and the Khatib will speak about that, the Imam will speak about that. But what I want to talk about right now is that we have to mentally prepare for that. Just like for Ramadan, we have to prepare. If we want to gain the most out of Ramadan, we start fasting a little bit earlier. Just like if we want to gain the most out of Ramadan, we start figuring out a schedule. Not that Ramadan starts like, okay, how am I going to balance work, school, and Ramadan? No. 2-3 weeks before, we figure it out. This Ramadan's coming, this is going to be my schedule, this is how I'm going to take the most out of Ramadan, this Ramadan is going to be different. Just like that, we have to start thinking and asking the question, this Dhul Hijjah is going to be different. These days of Hajj are going to be different. These days of Hajj, I'm going to embody the spirit of Hajj. What is the spirit of Hajj? In one word, sacrifice. That is what Hajj is. Ask the people who have gone for Hajj. Ask your parents, our parents and elders. It's sacrifice. La jidala fil Hajj. There's no argumentation in Hajj. Ask the people who went for Hajj how hard it is not to argue during Hajj. Ask them. That is sacrifice. When anger is building up, frustrations, lack of sleep, you not have the proper clothes on you, and ihram, lack of food, everything is there and everything's frustrating. And Allah Azza wa says, La jidala fil Hajj. No argumentation in Hajj. If you want the full reward of Hajj, then that sacrifice, that pain, to hold it in, gulp it, swallow it, and not to argue, That's difficult. It's a sacrifice. So the embodiment, the manifestation, the truth of Hajj is sacrifice. So we have to start bringing some sacrifice into our lives over here. Those of us who have not had the fortune of going to Hajj, then we have to start with some sacrifice. Maybe some fasting, maybe some spending more time in the masjid, spending more time with the Quran, spending more time doing khair, doing social activities that help other people. These are things that we have to think about. These Dhul Hijjah, these days are coming. How am I going to come into Dhul Hijjah as a person and walk out as a different person? How the day of Yawm Arafah is going to change me as a different person? These are questions, dear respected brothers and elders, brothers and sisters, that we need to think about. So we have to start now. If Dhul Hijjah will come and then Dhul Hijjah will go. But if we start now, if we're not habituated to visiting the masjid, we're not habituated to reading the Quran, this is the time to start. It's time to increase in our knowledge of ilm. It's the time to facilitate ourselves for the month of Dhul Hijjah. May Allah Azza wa grant us all tawfiq in this month. Lastly, I would like to mention that I'm visiting here on behalf of my institution, DarusSalam Seminary in Chicago. DarusSalam is an institution from amongst many institutions in America that are trying to facilitate ilm for the young men and women of the Western society. I myself am from Miami, and then I went to Chicago to study there as well. To learn some ilm. And we have various different programs. We have the summer intensive, for example, for young high school, college level students to come, men and women, to study the basics, the foundations of our aqeedah, of our creed, the foundations of tafsir and hadith, the foundations, just so we know the basics. And then for those interested, can continue on to the one-year program. This one-year program is where we learn that to comprehend, read and comprehend and speak Arabic, along with the other ulum that are important to have, so that a person can take this gap year and go back to college ready to face the challenges that are out there for a young man and woman in today's society. And for those who like to continue studying, we have a 7 years program. So there's various programs for both brothers and sisters. People from across the 50 states have to come and study in this seminary. So if you're interested, inshallah, please do visit masjidds.org. There's various programs for the young men and women, inshallah ta'ala. May Allah Azza wa Jalla grant us tawfiq. Wa akhir da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Inshallah, please pray your sunnah.